All right. We are here with Mono Blue and Popper, Tolarian Terror, tried and true. I've never really enjoyed playing this ninja thing, but I really want to play a deck where Daze is just a complete nightmare to play against. So this feels like the most obvious start for that. But yeah, you have a 1/1 flyer, you ninjutsu one of these, and then you draw 2 cards a turn and probably win if it's left alone. You can probably splash black for removal to make it so these are even more annoying to deal with. But with Tolarian Terror, might not have to worry that much about that. I probably could go, actually, yeah, I'm going to go down a cantrip and up another counter spell. But yeah, that's it. Very straightforward, very simple. Mono blue tempo, make people upset. Sure. I'll preordain. We like both of those. We like both of those. Swamp. Shambies. I will literally daze anything because I want to. And then ponder? No, we can just... Yeah, we can set up a... that. Yeah, that's fine. That is not Tithing Blade. Cool card, though. Oh, if only. Force Spike. Oh boy, that's pretty cool, huh? Nope. They do swing. I don't know if I would swing there. Let's see if I can find... yeah, alright, well. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Alright, the day's tempo is probably out the window at this point. Or at least they'll, like, respect days. Unfortunately. Is that an instant? It is an instant, alright. It can't block. Beautiful. They probably didn't think I had days because I clicked past so fast, and then I got them. Alright, well, winning. I think I just leave up... Yeah, I'm not going to ninjutsu another one. I'm just going to leave it as is here. I think this is the one where I draw and don't discard. Okay, it was. Well, I mean... Yeah? And then just pass? Okay, that's unfortunate. So they trade with one of them, but I will always swing with both, and I'll pick up the unblocked one. I'll force spike that. Sure. Why not? And then play 2 of these, because I, like, have to. I guess I don't have to, actually. It does matter. I guess I don't. Yeah, alright. I'll play these first and draw a card. Probably get rid of a one of these dazes in my hand or something. Treasure Cruise, is it on? Oh, it is. Beautiful. So we do that. We get rid of, yeah, we just get rid of a daze. And then Treasure Cruise. Is it 7? Yeah, it's 7. Okay, and then we just pass. I might double block, depending on what they do. I think I actually have to let that go. Yeah, I have to let that go. I will double block. I'm actually almost surprised they're willing to trade. I feel like I would not want to trade there. Alright. So we can I think I will trade with their pest. That's also just good. Yeah, we're gonna trade with the pest. Because what else am I doing realistically with this? Oh, yeah, we're trading. I could use it to sack to make disappear. That could arguably be better, but well, too late now. Oh, hey, Tolarian Terror, which is 100% worth casting, I think. Probably don't want either of those, actually. Yeah, we just cast those. Alright. Yep. When another creature control dies, this transforms. That's a crazy card to see. It probably has to trade with the ninja. Yeah, I think it has to trade with a ninja, which we would be totally fine with. It doesn't. It doesn't. Okay. I like my opponent's deck. I mean, they have the championship sleeve, so I trust they know what they're doing. Alright, well, blowout is real. Another threat is fine, and then I can, like, shuffle the other two away. Or, scry at the bottom or something. I can keep the preordain. No, it's fine. Oh, well, that works too. And I will hold this, because I don't want to scry either card to the bottom, and it doesn't matter. I don't think there's a single thing in the game my opponent could have to stay alive, so... Sweet. Beautiful. I just absolutely decimated my opponent. I saw over half my deck. Oh my goodness. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think one of those was discarded, so there were 6 days for spike effects this game. Alright, I won 1 game with this, and the days for spike lineups are insane early. But if anything that's problematic sticks, you are exceedingly fragile to it. This does have a top end, unlike the other ninja deck that I see all the time, the stockless one. Tolarian Terror is very good at stopping things that have slipped through. But I'm still going to change this a bit and maybe add black, because A, this isn't really my kind of deck. I don't really care for these 4 cards right here. So if I could just add maybe some control element. I think these are still worth trying, even in a control deck, but we're going to see. Because that's what we do here. We see things. All right. I'm going to try Tolarian Terror and Gurmag Angler. I don't really think Gurmag is that great over something like Treasure Cruise, but it's just another threat you can play towards instead of just drawing 3, but maybe you can play 1 Terror or 2 and 2 or something, but I'm going to try this. This probably wants Edicts instead of these removal spells, but for now I'm just going to sit here. Like, Tithing Blade to deal with the Bant Hexproof deck is pretty nice, but every Hexproof deck I have played against so far in the past 2 days has had ward threats that I can just pay ward for and kill them. So I don't feel super incentivized to play Tithing Blade yet, at least, but I'm sure that could change. And Brainstorm with enough shuffles is probably okay. I can probably even run more than just 8, but for now we're going to start with 8. Oh no, it's the Jace the Mind Sculptor. I have seen this person a few times, actually. I recognize the name, not just in this format. Unless you can have people with multiple people with the same name, maybe? Let's do Ponder turn 1. Okay, I like these 2. I care about the Angler, though. I'd rather not daze anything turn 1 with a hand like this, but you know. Gotta do what you gotta do. Let's play this, and now I can just cast Daze normally. I will. And then play this. Get an island, most assuredly. I didn't even read this. Discard, then draw. Huh, that's actually a pretty cool card. Alright, not a land, but still a castable spell. I don't think I need another black source, really, ever. Ooh, beautiful. Alright, I'll cast a Gurmag here, and shields off the room. Again, I don't think I need a second swamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Alright, sweet. When people scoop in response to a cast, they get to see it. They might have been just conceding to Treasure Cruise here. I will... I'm going to just play the untapped land. I'm just going to play the untapped land. Makes sense here against a red deck. Force Spike, not as good as it was 2 seconds ago. If they had a land, they could have played... They had a land. They could have played around that. And they didn't. Brainstorm. Suppose that makes the terrors cheaper, so... Can I play Gurmag Angler at the same time? And is that a good idea? I could play Gurmag exclusively. No, that seems really not like a good idea. So, yeah, if I want these terrors to matter, I'm going to have to play this later. But that's fine. I have something that stops this Crasher from killing me, which I don't think is possible with 4 cards. If I had to guess. It actually doesn't have trample on its own. It looks like that worked out. Yep. Makes sense to get rid of that, I think. They're like the same thing, except this one doesn't ruin the graveyard. I have a ton of removal. I have not drawn a single removal spell. So that's a removal spell, and that's another threat. So I suppose we just do that. I don't think there's any way they can get haste and kill. There's no one draw that can... Oh no, there's Lightning Strike. Right, they just cast 2 of them. They didn't have it. Alright, they could have. They had outs to actually kill me. It's probably worth it to do what I did with Ponder and close this game out as fast as possible instead of like messing up the top of my deck trying to find something that on average is just worse, I feel. Alright, I was wondering where this card went. I kept looking for it. I'm like, where is it? I know it was in the game before. It doesn't rotate out, but it's Exile, not Destroy. I had forgot, so I was playing Reeve Soul. You can probably play a couple of these anyways. This kind of kills everything in the format, so... But yeah, you should have absolutely been playing this first. I was searching by Destroy, and I couldn't find it. I was pulling my hair out, but I found it. And I'm going to add some Treasure Cruises instead of Gurmag. I think 1 is still fine. Having just more than 4 threats seems really good. I really almost want 6. That is the major downside of this strategy, is just you can't kill your opponent before they would inevitably kill you. So I think 6 feels better than 4. So I'm actually gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna 2 and 2, and maybe just take out the second Reeve Soul. I'm taking out Force Spike, and I'm just gonna sit with Daze. I've had my fun with Force Spike. It's not feeling like that kind of deck as much, but I still do like this. A lot of people will not expect this, and you can tap out and still have it, right? Well, that's the entire point of the card, but that is very good. It is very, very good. So let's try that. Popper's version of Force of Will. Alright, well, we're not going to lose the creatures if that matters. This is gonna find an island anyways, so I will just play this turn 1. It is the Crime deck? What was this last time? I can't remember what this was last time. I guess we'll find out. Oh, Madness. Of course. Of course. Nope, nothing I can do about that. I can counter the 2/2 that they always have. Oh look, it's the 2/2 they always have. Crazy. actually crazy. Could have just left it for Faithless, but I'm not going to do that. Because then I'd have to... yeah, I don't know. I don't think I like that. Just kind of hoping for creatures, honestly. Well. Nothing else to do. This is a matchup where you want the lifelink counter card, the something Fangs. I can't remember the name of it. For your Tolarian Terrors and stuff. These do make food tokens. That has to be valuable, right? Like, I just cast a food token on my own, or cast this on my turn to get the food token. I feel like the food token is actually extremely impactful. Kind of almost didn't see the secret mode there. That has to matter, right? Some degree. Like 5-mana removal spells and gain life every time. Gotta matter. I love them using this without another land. Okay, they refuse to do as such. I'll just counter the skewer. Ponder? Yep. No threat. Days might still matter because I've been missing land drops. Honestly, all of these are pretty good. I'll take the days as it has the highest chance of mattering, and I'll wait on the treasure cruise. Can't stop the blood token. Opponent does nothing. Alright, like that. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm gonna do all 6. Why now? I don't know if I'm down with what my opponent just did here. Why now? Well, I can untap a land, I guess. I don't have a land drop for the turn. Pretty good chance I find one, though. I did. Does it change anything? Kind of? Yeah, I would say it changes something here. And then we just pass. Discard a card, this creature gains lifelink. If there's 7 or more. Huh, okay. Well, I have to kill it now, so if you have 55 things in your hand, congratulations, but I have to kill this. Actually, if they're not creatures, they're just sending damage face, which they were going to do anyways, right? I wasn't going to stop that. Okay, apparently the entire hand is all lightning bolts. Do I shuffle this? This is a life. What am I at? 6? This is a new breakpoint. So I don't die to 2 spells. And it also shuffles that ponder. Like the fanciest thing ever, but it works. I like the counter spell. I don't like the other 2, so I'm going to shuffle. Alright, not ideal at all. No countering that, which is really bad, but what are you going to do? That doesn't do anything, so it looks like we do not have another spell. Bump in the night. Well, I'll counter the front side of that. It's as good as it's going to get. There we go. Now they have a thing they got to take care of before I kill them. With it. Oh, come on, man. Oh, that was like the best draw. That was just like the best thing they could have drawn. It's actually just unbelievably good. Yep. That was insanely good. I can't even stop the second side of it. I don't know why they didn't cast the second side, but I guess it doesn't really matter now, does it? I'm drawing nothing. I can at least kill that, right? No, I can't kill it at instant speed. Because it's... Oh, wait. If it has mana value 3 or less. No, I can't do that. I don't have any poison counters. That is probably too late, if I had to guess. If they just go land anything, I just lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make them think about something. 6, 7. Make them think. But I might have a counter or something. Alright, they didn't have anything, but that doesn't stop them from drawing it. They don't actually have to madness anything. Four, 5, 6, yep. Alright, we went to 2, which is not enough. How many lands do I have left? I didn't draw a single brainstorm, man, that's rough. I've actually seen as many cards as my opponent. And haven't gotten what I need. Need it. What could be madness viable? What? Okay, that's kind of weird, but whatever. They didn't have to do that. Actually, no, there's no downside. You might as well. It doesn't matter. Alright, yep, I just wasn't... I don't know. I can actually win that. I can play a Fangs as well if I want in here. Like 1 Fang. I don't like more than 1. Some people play 2. But I really just like 1. If I had it, we would still have a game to be played, right? The Gurmag Angler could have mattered. Yeah, maybe this is better than normal because I just have 2 extra things to put it on. Otherwise, this is a totally dead thing. And there also is Brainstorm, to be fair. There is Brainstorm now, so this might be more interesting than it once was. Maybe I can run 2 instead of the Reeve Soul and just always have it, right? Because we have Brainstorm. I think that's fine. I drew a lot of lands. How many lands are in here? 24? Maybe I could take out some? I could take a swamp out? Yeah, I mean, yeah, there is the red matchup too. We literally saw half of each other's decks, so... Actually, even that deep into the game, Daze still had play because of Bump in the Night. Alright. Serpent's Pass? What does that mean? Something similar to me? Probably, right? What other deck would ever want to pay 4 to sack a land and draw a card? Okay, well, that... Wait a minute. We should calm down and use one of these. We should do that. Actually, we can just use this now. Yeah, that's fine. Almost got ahead of myself. I don't think I should daze that. I don't know what the black is in this deck, and I don't know if this would ever come up in a deck like this, but I like it more than the deal 1 damage land. I don't think I like it more than the gain 1 life land. In a specifically like this kind of deck that isn't drawing and passing every turn. Okay. Enters tapped, sack unless you tap an untap permanent. Command bridge. What? Okay. Esper ninjas. Alright, so there's probably Ninja Turtle sneak stuff, if I had to guess. I've actually never seen a sneak spell played yet. That is a sneak spell. I almost want to loot and just believe that Daze has value later. Because this hand needs, yeah, that's exactly what it needs. I can cast this, leave up Daze. Now's the time. They're tapped out. Yeah. Alright, I have not seen anything like this before. With, like, the sneak side of it, which the new set, or the Ninja Turtles, was black and white ninjas. It didn't have any, like, blue ones, which is very strange, but suppose it's technically not ninjutsu. That is a green source. Alright. Now I'm totally lost. Totally lost. I have no idea what's going on. But let's hope it's a 4-drop. I don't know what green does. Apparently neither does my opponent. Alright, they figured it out. What does that do? Comes back with a counter. For each other creature you control. This is a legendary. Engine Vigilance. Okay, the engine has started. Is a castable 1-minute card. I'm gonna just do this immediately to figure that out. Spell Pierce? No. Can I just Daze for 0? That is exiled. It's gone forever. We have 7 cards in the graveyard, so 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Four, 5. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, it came up. It came up. Look at it. It came up. Alright. I'm here for it. Apparently there's a castable spell at 1 mana. Can this target anything? Until end of turn, target creature. Yep. Alright, so that can target anything. So I'm going to say with a moderate degree of confidence I know what that card is. Wait a minute. Did I mess up? Did I mess up? Wait a minute. Until end of turn. I didn't have to daze. I did not have to daze. Oops. Well, that's my bad. It's looking like daze is mattering less and less, but they did just sack a land and have, I think, 4 drops in here? No, just up to 3 drops. Yeah, daze probably would have mattered, but I didn't have to daze. My opponent would have just 3 for 1 themselves had I not made a move. Because I'm not killing the creature, I'm exiling it. Well, now I know for the next time it happens, because I'm pretty sure there is one in their hand. Return up to 1 target creature. Okay, they can't use that. We should just win. Oh no, this is a 4-drop. I can't can't do the thing. Opponent, they're the same. They're the same. You just click one, it counters, and we move on. You can do it. Just click it. Just click. There you go. Just click it. I don't believe we saw what the green was. But there's enough green to play multiple cards that find green. Yep. And they have the goofy cheat death. And then we'll be free from 10 years of priority holding. And then we win almost 100% next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6. Alright, I'll just do that. That's fine. Alright, well, they know how to concede really fast, but they don't know how to play around ward, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I made a mistake there. This is the... Actually, it could be a bunch of stuff with the artifact land. Most of the times, it's the squirrel thing. Okay, it's not. I like this combo. It could now just be Eldrazi. Nope, now I have absolutely no idea. I have no idea what is going on. Let's get rid of you and I think the other treasure cruise, because that's probably a good idea. One would argue. I think I need a black here. Yeah, it's probably pretty good idea to probably just get the black land out of the way. Teamer is almost always combo in like every format that has ever existed. Teamer seems to be combo. I don't know what that is, what that's about, but it seems to be a universal case. Yep, and it is combo. Draw, play land, pass. They have to respect days for the rest of the game. They have absolutely no respect for days. Love to see it. Don't have it. Opponent, I didn't have it. I didn't have days. I didn't have days. This wasn't days. I think I lead with Island, right? Yeah. Much as I don't like showing my opponent I have a castable spell. Okay, is this worth brainstorming for? Probably. Days is very good here. Hit it. Days would have been pretty good. But for the 14th time, it is not a hexproof threat. I think I just have to blitz through all of these brainstorms, now knowing the matchup. How important is this? It's not, I don't know. On its own, I don't think I care. I care about the other stuff that might happen like that. So this is Ward 1. I do have this. That probably matters. Unless, of course, it doesn't. Maybe people just like the white version of the deck and they don't want to do anything else. I don't know. I think Blade is still a big problem no matter what you do, so maybe it doesn't matter. There's obviously protection spells, and apparently my opponent has one. Actually, we can put away a land. So, untap land? What does that accomplish? Effectively the same thing, because I have the one, answer edit per turn cycle regardless. Yep. Okay. That's not quite what I expected, but it plays. I'll do this in... No, you don't want to do it in combat. That doesn't make sense. I mean, there's no mana tithe. It's just a protection spell. There you go. Only have one thing you can do here. And that doesn't let me do anything, so I'll just pass. Alright, yep, this is the price you pay for not playing the Bant Hexproof version, which, I mean, in Pauper, you probably have access to all the wildcards you need for it. Ward is just not good enough, in my opinion. There are a lot of decks that can't deal with like a giant threat, even if it doesn't have hexproof, let's say. But I don't see a lot of reason to just not play Bogle, right? The mono white version has all the bells and whistles. It just doesn't have the unstoppable threat. My opponent had to not only protect it with a spell, they have to play these spells to protect their threats. Imagine this was just more ignore whatever you're doing completely, or, you know, ignore my opponent in every deck I play against and just play more auras. I mean, technically this is a land, but it is a monocolored tap land. Yeah, I don't know. Every time I see this, I'm just not threatened. I mean, I play decks that care the least about it, to be fair, right? I mean, there's some strategies that are hosed entirely, but yeah, I don't know. I don't see the appeal over the true hexproof variant. They seem almost identical, except one of them you just can't get targeted. Right? Like if I saw the hexproof one all the time, I would be running the 4 to 8 edicts instead of spot removal. And they're still good against those because protection spells don't really stop edicts. So your edicts are still good against the hexproof one, or the ward one. I don't like that. Actually, I don't like any of that. I'm going to shuffle it. I like the land, I guess, but... Alright, another what I would say is a combo deck. I don't like that either. Shuffle. And then, third one. Haha. Alright, we like that. We actually drew something that we like. Look at that. Took 3 ponders. Could have weaved in a brainstorm and shuffled like the bad brainstorm pieces away, but I didn't. I'm gonna hide black mana, as one probably should here, and I'm not heavily inclined to... Alright, we'll play this one. The soft counter's good. Daze looks like it still matters. We did get a Tolarian Terror in, so I will do that. Still convinced this is combo. Oof. It looks like they had a land too, because priority didn't auto pass, so they just played. They probably had a land to pay for this. If it doesn't auto pass and you have no mana, you also this card was this. Alright, maybe it wasn't combo. That's not what I expected that foretell card to be, but anyways, yeah, if it doesn't auto pass, that means you have something to do, and that something to do was probably play a land, and they probably wanted to see what this would draw first. And there's not really any reason ever to respect Daze when someone has done what they've done so far to you. And we had it, so they didn't play their land. They didn't play it. It could have been a tap land, but still. On the draw. Let's hope it's not Island 1-drop. What's the other color? No other color. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Bushwhack. I don't know. I don't know if I can afford to... Actually, that's fine. That I'm not concerned about that thing's existence, so... Dazing there was probably too painful, I think, on my first state. Yeah. Also, what the heck is that? What? Whenever a land you control... Alright, yeah, no. Alright. This hand has been very funny so far. Daze, daze, cancel, cancel. Terror, terror. They know about daze at this point, so there must not be another land. Okay, they knew about daze. That cannot possibly be worth the counter to get hosed like that. And continues to be funny. Yep, they had nothing, so. They had nothing. Looks like it could be a fight effect. That's why priority was suddenly held, where it otherwise was not. Okay, well, that's... Yep. Alright. I can... No, I can't even do it. Now the fight actually has text on it. Alright. I just got totally blown out by a random 6-drop that I had no respect for. Yep. Not quite sure why they didn't swing. Don't quite understand that. Can we not have another one, please? This is a legendary. I'm not going to block this turn cycle. Okay, well, now we're just hiding behind this. I didn't block last turn, so probably thinking maybe I don't block this time. I'm not entirely sure I would swing unless I had another one, because again, it is a legendary. I don't care about that. I would never counter that. Oh look, it's a legendary. Alright, so let's get rid of the soft counter. It doesn't do anything anymore. Now we're winning. They have 10 turns. And I have 5. Can we not draw the best card in our deck, please? I think I get rid of a ponder, because I want to shuffle anyways. Yeah, that makes sense. I gain 1 life. Might matter, probably not, but... Alright, that is good. The other 2 cards are not. Actually, this isn't really that good here. I don't need to do that. Yeah, no, wait, what am I talking about? I don't actually need to do that. Alright, they've had 3 of their giant explosive things in the top third of their deck. Sure. There's a chance this doesn't hit any... Oh, okay. You got it. Gonna hold on to the land. I think? Yeah, I have brainstorms and stuff. All 4. All 4. Whenever this creature attacks, if you control native power, sure, okay. They didn't leave up their 2 blockers. That would force me to stop swinging. Like, they can't swing in this board state. Okay. Now they can. Alright. Yep, these are 5 drops. What is ferocious? They get trample. Kinda tragic. Alright, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably could have tapped more than that, but I didn't. Alright, do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, excuse me. It's 8. I know what I'm doing. I know how this card works, I promise. Ponder. That? No, that doesn't work. Let's shuffle that. Okay, that was a good draw. It means their next explosive top deck is dealt with. But now we're just at parity until I find something, which my deck has that something. Oh, ponder. Okay, can I draw not that? Alright, I guess not. I've only seen one threat in my deck so far? Wait a minute. No, Tolarian Terrors have died. Gotcha. So I can trade and then start to lose still? That is true, yep. I don't care about the 1-3. I could just kill it for the sake of it, but I'm running out of lands to find. I guess means I'm not drawing those lands. Still not convinced I need to kill this 1-3. They're dead once I get through anyways. I don't think a few life matters. It could blow them out with a funny combat block idea if that ends up happening. Probably could have got the last swamp. When a land enters... Okay, I don't have to worry about that. I have that covered. Drew the last swamp. Let's kill this now. Keep that. And I don't know... Yeah, no, we're trying to draw more threats. That's it. I think that's all that matters. Opponent drew all of their biggest, scariest thing in the first 1% of this game. I will play this and start to swing with that one specifically next turn and leave behind the 6/6. I don't want to lose that one. 13 lands. Okay. I feel like them attacking with the first 6/6 and me getting a double block was maybe not the best idea for them. Like if we go back and think about what would have been different. Probably should have pondered for terror first. Did I play a land already? I'm about to find out. Nope. There is nothing to find. But we get the shuffle, so. And there are things to play immediately here. I did not hit them. And then pass. So barring disaster, I will be able to start to swing for real next turn. I think I shuffle no. I brainstorm, then I shuffle. Still right to do that. There is no way Make Disappear ever matters. I refuse to believe. Same with Daze, but they're both just completely dead. Both completely dead. Alright, so we get a blowout if they try to kill the 6/6, but they know about all the removal, so they should not do that. It's like a game-losing blowout, because it removes a lot of top deck outs if they try to double block the 6/6. They do! Alright, yeah, that was... They couldn't... They know about too much removal to ever think that that should have worked. Yeah, that's not... That was definitely a mistake, right? You know... You've seen Actually, I only have 9 cards left. You've seen my entire deck. You know the removal in it. You've seen me cantrip 15 times and not really cast anything. So you can't double block here. You have to just trade and then hope you draw another thing. And if you do, we're stuck at parity again, right? So, well, that's not true. If they trade with the 5/5 and like found another one and double blocked, I would have that blowout once more. But there were 6/6s in their deck, right? And they only needed one more if they blocked this way. And if they drew it, I'd have to find, I think, the last Tolarian Terror to kill them. So, yeah, they had some kind of out here, and they just didn't play towards it. If my removal could kill all of these, we'd be super big chillin', but, I mean, we beat what I would argue was probably the hardest thing in this kind of matchup to beat, and they had all 4 of them. This is a legendary. It's a legendary. They had all of them. So, yeah, they even had a really good ram through that I had to play into. Yeah, they just had what they needed. I just think that last potential out, they just didn't give themselves it. Cool game. Okay, so I like this a lot. No surprise. I always play Tolarian Terror when I play the Pauper format when it comes around each time. I think maybe once I actually didn't, but I usually do. It's kind of one of my favorite cards in Pauper, at least historic Pauper. I don't actually play it on paper, believe it or not. I don't play anything close to this ever on paper. But this is just nice. The cantrips are so good now that you can kind of just get away with a lot of different strategies as long as you have islands in your deck, because the cantrips are the same as they are in normal Pauper. You have all of them. I think this was true last time as well, right? I must admit, I do find myself relearning a few things every time this format comes up, because it's only here for 3 days and there's large chunks of time between each time it shows up. So when it does show up again, I'm like, oh, I have kind of an idea of what used to be good. Let's see if there's anything new. I mean, Wizards doesn't forget. They completely annihilated the Affinity deck, which is really nice. But I kind of wish it was around for like a week, if they get, or maybe around and they do like a ranked thing like they did with the historic Brawl. I like the historic Brawl ranked thing. So it would be really cool to see a month of ranked Pauper. That would be awesome. Actually, that'd be really cool. I kind of don't ever expect that to happen, but if you're banning cards in a 3-day event, someone's paying attention more than they have been ever. Like they have never really gave this any attention. So that is a very good sign. And that is the most positive thing I think I have ever single-handedly seen when it comes to Pauper on Arena. So that is really nice, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm hopeful. Try to do the obligatory make Pauper around forever statement each time it's here. So I guess I'm doing that now. Make this permanent, please. Please, I'll love you forever. I'll be good for the rest of my life. You know, no more coal in the sock that is historic Brawl above the fireplace. So yeah, I like this deck. I think the additional threats beyond the first 4 are worth it. Whether it's 5 or 6, I don't really know. But Treasure Cruise does feel better than Gurmag Angler. So I don't know the mix of that. There's always 4 of these. That's no question. At least in my opinion, there's no question. But I don't know the mix here. Could be like 3 and 1, 1 and 3, 4 and 4 for the crazy people, and then like 4 more fetch lands. Maybe. I am a huge fan of Days. I just love it. There were only a few games, I'd say, that Days was totally gone. But again, with Brainstorm, at least to get rid of them is nice. There's probably another viable idea that involves Days. Maybe Grixis Madness with Days, and you can like pick up islands and use those islands to like discard to Faithful Suiting or something. I don't know. There's probably something there, but Yeah, this Fangs is just, I don't know. If this was a ranked format and you saw the same thing over and over and over, because you would once you get to like Diamond or whatever. Just like I'm playing Kinnan and Diamond in the Historic Brawl, I'm seeing the same 5 commanders or whatever. You'd probably see more of this, but because everything is all over the place, I'd just play against or tech against what is the easiest thing that people will carbon copy on the internet for their 3 wins, and that's just red. So this is just good against the most popular thing, but some of the best things, I don't know how many of these, if any, you want. Madness is a problem, but Madness does also have removal spells, which means you get totally blown out if you put 2 of these together and try to swing and it fails. It's also sometimes just simply not fast enough, right? That is something that is to be considered as well. Sometimes you just don't have the time to do that thing, but every time I had it, it felt like I did. So I don't know. Make Disappear could be maybe a different kind of counter spell, because I don't have Casualty in the deck like this. Unless something is going very bad, then maybe I do, but for the most part, no. An actual hard removal of any creature ever, no questions asked, is probably a good idea. I do not like double black in a deck like this. I want the first swamp, and then I don't really want another swamp ever. So actually, because of that, I probably wanted to only run 3, if not 2 swamps, honestly. You could full stop play this with a single swamp. You could play this with just 1 swamp, but just having some kind of answer to the giant crazy things would probably be good, other than just refute or really spicy combat or something like that. So this could just be murder, or whatever the murder that also kills vehicles. I'd probably just play murder because I think it's cooler. But yeah, something like that to shore up those kinds of matchups, which I did see a couple, right? I did see a couple. But yeah, that's that for this. That is that for this. There's one more day of Pauper, so I don't know what I'm gonna play, but I'll see if I play anything. I don't know. Let me know what you thought about this. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.